Baby, I just don't get it. Do you enjoy being hurt?
You know you smell the perfume,
the makeup on your shower.
You don't believe his stories, no, no. You know that they're all lies. Mad as you are, you stick around, and I just don't know why.
If I was your man,
baby,
you'd never worry about
what I do.
I'll be coming home
back to you
every night,
doing you right.
You're the type of woman
deserves good things,
fist full of diamonds,
head full of rings.
Baby, you're a star.
I just wanna show you you are. You should let me love you.
I really like what you've done to me. I can't really explain it. I'm so into you.
I really like what you've done to me. I can't really explain it. I am so into you.
Yeah. I don't know your name, but excuse me, miss. I saw you from across the room, and I gotta admit, you got my attention. You're making me wanna say oh.
I don't know your name, but excuse me, miss. I saved the last dance for you,
and I gotta admit that you got my attention.
You're making me wanna say oh. Let me cater to you, 'cause baby, this is your day. Do anything for my girl, baby, you blow me away.
'Cause I got your slippers, your dinner, your dessert, and so much more.
Anything you want, just let me cater to you. Last year, Valentine's Day, you would spoil me, say, babe, I love you, babe, I swear. What is this I see? You don't come home to me. When you don't come home to me, I can't deal, I can't bear. You keep telling me lies, but to your surprise, like I found a red coat and you're caught out there. My way, oh, my way. You can't satisfy her needs.
She keeps running back
to see me do it mine.
You deserve better.
You know you deserve
yeah.
better.
We should be together,
baby. With me and you, it's whatever, boy. Hey,
can we make this thing up?
You should let me love you.
Let me be the one to give you everything you want and need.
Oh,
baby, good love and protection. Make me your selection. Show you the way we're supposed to be.
Baby, you should
A tornado flew around my room before you came. Excuse the mess it made. It usually doesn't rain.
Southern California, much like Arizona. My eyes don't shed tears, but boy, they fall
I've
when
been thinking about you. You know, no. I've been thinking about you. Do you know, no. I've been thinking about you. Do you think about me still? Do ya? Do you not think so far ahead, baby? 'Cause I've been thinking about forever now. Oh, yeah.
I bring you peace. I bring you peace. I've been having
I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I said quietly, agreed politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. You held me down, but I got up, already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that sound. shake the ground. You held me down, but I got up. Get ready, cause I had enough. You see it all, you see it now. I got the eye of the tiger, the fighter, dancing through the fire. Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder, louder than a lion. Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar. Oh, 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 oh. You're gonna hear me roar. Now I'm floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. I earned my stripes. I went from zero to my own hero. You held me down, but I got up. Already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that sound. Like thunder gonna shake the ground. You held me down, but I got up. Get ready, cause I had enough. You see it all, you see it now. I got the eye of the tiger, the fighter, dancing through the fire. Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder, louder than a lion. Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar. Oh, 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 oh. You're gonna hear me roar. Oh, 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 oh. You're gonna hear me roar. Roar, 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 roar. I got the eye of the tiger, the fighter, dancing through the fire. Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder, louder than a lion. Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar. Oh, 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 oh. You're gonna hear me roar. Oh, 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 oh. You're gonna hear me roar. Hey, hey, no, 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 yeah, yeah. People keep on learning. Soldiers keep on warring. World keep on turning. Cause it won't be too long. Oh no. Cowards keep on lying. While your people, they keep on dying. Yeah, 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 yeah. World, keep on turning. 'Cause you know it won't be too long. Yeah, 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 yeah. Said I thought I'm glad he let me try it again. 'Cause the last time I love, I learned the whole world dancing. Said I'm down, I'm glad I know more than I know then. Gonna keep on trying, yeah, till I reach for higher ground. Yeah, 'cause no one's gonna let me down. Yeah, 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 yeah. Higher ground, yeah, yeah. Reach for higher ground, yeah, yeah. Reach for higher ground. Oh, 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 oh. No, 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 no.
higher ground. Woo, I had to do a woo. I hope my mom's somewhere close. I know she's not. Pray she don't run in. Guys, I am your host. I'm Dionne Johnson. I am with my co-host, Denise Harris. And we are here because we have no choice. And if you guys
and I just want to add, I'm cutting you off because I just want to add, and we're here on your very, very happy birthday. Happy birthday!
And I wasn't going to say anything. I really wasn't.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
I am proud to announce, as Chief Legal Officer.
No, it doesn't mean that. And as my mom would say, in order to stop aging, you have to stop living. So I'm going to keep on aging.
There you go.
Without a doubt. Guys, we are here today, and there is so much going on, and we don't even know where to begin, but we're going to figure it out. First, we're going to let you know that we're on top of everything. Don't worry. We ready. I think what you see in our face is that there's so much that we want to give you. We want to make sure we don't miss anything.
Right.
You know, and I want to make sure that we're on point and on sync with how we're doing and how we're talking, and make sure everything is right so you guys can see it, understand, and make sure everything is moving great.
Right.
And the main thing is this. We are really ready to fight. Denise and I... We think sometimes we're going to get a break, but we remember now what the title is, what this means, and why it is, can you handle the trouble, and that there's always trouble. And we told you guys this. We said it, we said it, we said it. And now, we weren't surprised. As y'all know, somebody's always watching. My co-host had predicted it. They didn't drop the information, leave it out for any reason. This was to get us prepared for what was already going to happen. It was a preparation. And what we're talking about, yes, the Supreme Court has overturned Roe versus Wade. And you know what, guys, I was going to, when Denise and I first planned this show, I was going to do a lot of laughing, and we were going to joke and do what we do when we come in and crack jokes a little bit and everything. Give me 1 second. Let's pay a bill real quick.
Hey, hey, no, 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 no,
Is someone typing answers?
Yeah, she was letting me know where we were. Okay, guys, we're back. And where we are now is trying our best to make sure that you can see us, understand us, and we're moving like we should. Can you handle the trouble? I'm going to need Denise to pick up. I get a little swayed. Let me tell you why. The overturning of Roe versus Wade is so serious, but we know it's just the beginning. This is just the beginning.
So we need to understand the history of the Supreme Court, because if we don't understand their historical behavior, then this kind of behavior, this kind of decision knocks us back on our heels. Back in the day during slavery, there was the Dred Scott decision. Now, the Dred Scott decision was about a slave owner took Dred Scott to a free state, which at that point entitled him to be free. So Dred Scott sued for his freedom. And when it got to the Supreme Court told him, oh no, the Constitution never meant you were entitled to the rights of citizenship in this country. You were not thought of. And what did the Supreme Court say this week? that abortion was not named as a right in the Constitution. The same backward white supremacist thinking was in place here. Then you got Plessy versus Ferguson. Plessy was a Black man on the train who refused to go ride in the black car. He got arrested. He sued. And that's where the separate but equal doctrine came from. And then that was the beginning of Jim Crow taking over the South. Because now that inhumane kind of behavior was now validated by the courts. We need to understand the Supreme Court has always been a tool of white supremacy. It's only when Thurgood Marshall got up there that things started even mildly reversing with Brown versus Board of Education. So we need to stop looking at every situation as snapshot. No, it has a line. Do you know this case, this abortion case that came before the Supreme Court came out of Mississippi? 70% of the women requesting abortion services in Mississippi, 70% are Black women. So, and who statistically, this is the last number I want to give you, who statistically is the most educated segment of American society right now, the most educated? Black women. So we better get them bitches, sorry, pardon my French, cracking some babies again, because they're getting too far. You got Stacey in their face, you got Kamala in their face, and damn it, you got me and you in their face. And it's too much.
Lena just lost herself, y'all.
I don't never cuss.
Don't ever cuss.
They done now took away Miranda being necessary if you've been arrested. Do you know how many young Black men were able to get off because they were not properly Mirandized? Now they don't have to be told you have a right to remain silent. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be provided for you. They can do anything they want with you, and it won't be held against them.
Wow.
That's nuts. I mean, they're just rolling back to the 50s. And why are 55% of the white women in Texas in favor of this abortion stuff? They're in favor of anything that perpetuates white supremacy. Because if they can keep the power in their husband's hands, they feel safe. They are just as, if not more, intimidated. Unless you ain't never seen a Black woman raging at you, you don't even know what that's like. There's a lot of fear of Black women in this country right now. And I believe this abortion response is a direct bullet at Black women's continued upward mobility. Because mostly it's white women in the corporate positions that have corporate health care where they can afford to go anywhere and have their procedure done. Black women rely heavily on public service, public-sponsored, government-sponsored health care. And now that they've taken that away, we've got a real problem. When the Women's Health Protection Act went to the Senate, it was defeated 49-51. The 51 was Joe Manchin voting with the Republicans.
Wow. And see, the thing about this is, we were talking in the back as we always do. And my thing about everything is this. We got some work to do. We have some serious work to do. And guys, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you don't like what I'm about to say. Hillary Clinton was right. Y'all can call her
Not everything.
everything. And I'm gonna do Cat Williams real quick. Everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. Because everything that happened in 2016 has changed the course of of America's whole being. We've lost so much. And you know we've lost it because now, as women, you've lost your right of your own body. And let me tell you something, my LGBTQ family. Get your shit together. Get your little rainbow flags and everything you're going to get to go to war with, because you have been warned. Clarence Thomas has warned you. I'm going to stay right there. I'm going back to the women. Ladies, let me tell you something. Your power is stronger than you can imagine. I keep telling you this. You are the woman, the giver of life, the giver of love with your husband. You are the yin to his yang. I saw a young lady post on social media, nothing should be given out to any man anywhere until they help fight this.
I saw that.
Yes, and at the end of the day, that sounds crazy, but it's right. And what I'm saying when I say that it's right is that this is your body. You are of sound mind. These are your choices. You got men that are old as 90 and women that are through menopause, not able to even cough a child out or cough up the word pregnant, trying to tell you what to do with your life. And the whole Republican Party, look at who already started closing down your centers. That's how you got to do. Arkansas, Tennessee. Give me a second. Let me show you. I want to show you a video right quick. Really quick. I didn't want to show videos, but I had to pull this one because it showed every state, every red state talking about what the hell they were doing and crying that fake ass cry. Because the very woman that was sitting there crying, if I really followed her freaking history, she probably done had 3 abortions. That's the shit that makes me mad. Donald Trump.
Like Boebert.
Yes.
Like that Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, too.
Yes. Donald Trump trying to make it seem like he set this course by putting these 3 in. Donald Trump, you know how many women we know you done made have abortions? You are a liar from the rooter to the tutor. What are we listening to you for? Yeah, you put them in. Again, 2016. We didn't have COVID then. We got our asses out and we'd have moved our fucking feelings aside about Hillary Clinton. Because a lot of women was in their feelings. Am I really ready for a woman? And then it is. And a woman not made to leave. Well, you got Kamala Harris now. You got a woman of color as your vice president. That's a step to being president. God got jokes for y'all. You might as well have voted her in, and who knows where we would be. Would it be a better place than what it is now? Every right. Every right. And at the end of the day, let's see the video, because that's who came out speaking first. No one from Oregon, from California had anything to say, but we were holding our rights and we're finna open up the way for people to come here. You better pay attention.
I am proud to announce, as Chief Legal Officer for the state of Arkansas, that the United States Supreme Court has in fact overruled Roe versus Wade.
Arkansas's Attorney General Leslie Rutledge fighting back tears, announcing she is certifying the state's abortion law. Her signature making abortions illegal in Arkansas, with the only exception being to save the mother's life.
None of us thought today would come in our lifetimes.
A historic morning leading to a day of action in parts of the South and Midwest.
Today is a momentous day.
Minutes after the Supreme Court's decision, Missouri's Attorney General making the state the first in the country to effectively ban abortions.
Today is also a somber day. We remember the more than 60 million innocent lives lost in the wake of Roe v. Wade.
The High Court's decision putting trigger laws in motion in states including Oklahoma.
The most life-saving decision in the history of our nation.
And Louisiana.
If we don't respect the life of the defenseless unborn, how do we expect to respect the life of others who are born.
Tennessee's abortion law goes into effect in 30 days.
It's amazing that this day is here.
In Mississippi,
Roe v. Wade has been a terrible stain on our nation for too long.
the state is banning abortion, with exceptions if the mother's life is at risk or if the pregnancy is caused by rape and reported to the police.
We fight this battle because we believe in our hearts that it's God's will to do so. To him be all the glory.
Republicans on Capitol Hill celebrated.
And we're just so thankful for the brave Supreme Court justices and President Trump for nominating them.
And speaking of the former president, he is calling.
We back. Guys, I just asked my co-host, why in the hell is Marjorie Taylor Greene still being seen? I mean, really? Didn't we get enough of that crying line, B-I-T-C-H?
You know, you and I were talking before the show went up, and one of the things that I mentioned to you was that we need to borrow some of the lessons learned from the civil rights movement. Because there's a whole lot of people posting memes and comments and commentary on Facebook. But if you're physically and financially able to go to one of these red states, if only for a weekend, to knock on doors and fight to flip some of these Senate seats, you should put a GoFundMe up and get there and do it. Because back in the day, when it was the civil rights movement and it was voter rights, you know, the churches were heavily involved. So the Freedom Bus Riders would go south on the buses and they'd sleep in the pews of the church and sleep at, you know, supporters' homes in the neighborhood where they were. But we have to organize like that. I keep hearkening back to when people were talking after the last election. I was seeing it online about they were almost boasting. I got 15 postcards from all across the United States. I don't feel like I'm alone in this battle anymore. You know, I mean, the sense of you're not alone really makes a difference to these people who are exhausted and don't feel it will make a difference how they vote. And it will, but it's going to take all of us to let all of them know. So if you can get down there physically, do a GoFundMe online. I bet you any money, I bet you anything you got that people will support you going down there doing voter support, get out the vote work. I bet you. But get off Facebook with all your stuff and go do something. I wish I could. I'd be down there so fast.
Oh, we both would. Let me tell you something, guys. It's great being on social media. It's good that you're posting things that you care. But this is a time for us to really, we got to have the eye of the tiger.
You know, exactly. Somebody posted on my Facebook page about, I hope we can all be civil and not lose friendships as we disagree about this decision. And I posted back, you want me to be civil about someone taking away my rights and my freedoms? Forget it. This is not a civil time, which leads me to, we need to start acting like junkyard dogs. You know how them junkyard, the minute you go near the gate, they're like, they go nuts.
You know, I know.
As long as they can see or smell you, they're like, argh. We need to terrify people. We need to terrify politicians. When they tried to take away a woman's right to choose in Mexico, the women stormed the Capitol and tried to burn it down. They reversed that the next day.
Well, that's what we need to be doing. I'm sorry. Come get me. Come get me. I'll go to jail for, because you know why? You're going to come at the LGBTQ rights and all other rights anyway. You're trying to turn back time. It can't happen. I'm trying not to curse, because I want you to understand me. Dumbasses. If we could turn back time, don't you think there's a lot of things some of us would have done already that really mean something? We would been what you doing is this is not we're not even in that time frame. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. What? Get this in your head, guys. The video I just showed you to address that. You Southern ass people, you think this shit is not. You know why? Because you think, okay, we'll figure it out. I don't know what more has to be done to awaken the beast in you. This is not about. This is about your freedom again. And women, they are trying to enslave your body. It is the truth. They want to tell you what you can and can't do and arrest you.
And I'm telling you, Black women are the ones who are the most affected by this. If you think, because I saw some foolish person say, oh, this is a white woman's fight, don't ask us to be in it. And I poked it back. That is the most uninformed comment I have seen around this issue. Please educate yourself. I'm not going to do it here. I don't do that on you know me. If it get too crazy on Facebook, I'll let you have the last word and I'll walk away because I'm not going to do that with you. I don't need to do that with anybody. Inform yourself, then come back and talk to me because I can tell when you're uninformed. You say crazy stuff like, this is a white woman's fight. What are you talking about?
This is all our fight. This is every woman's fight, every man's fight.
I said a year before this came up, I told Dionne right here, the midterms are going to be about abortion. Didn't I, Dionne?
Yes, you
before
did.
Anyone was talking about it. And I'm telling you, LGBTQ, keep your head up because they want to take it off.
Damn the head. I done told y'all asses what to do. See, because Clarence Thomas, who's already guilty with his wife and her shit with the January 6th hearings and what took place January 6th, she was a major part of that. She played a major role. She is so guilty that a jail should already have a cell with her name on it. And what he is trying to do is deflect. We did this with Donald Trump. Why the F would we want to do this again? We've done this with I said it's goddamn. We did this with 44 and a half because other half he can't earn and won't do. What he is doing is to deflect. What they're all doing. First of all, it's funny to me that we have this stuff all happening in the same time that the hearings are going on. You got to remember something. 3 of these were appointed by 44 and a half. Now, the other 2 were by George Bush Sr. and Jr., and that's, we know this. But the 3 that he appointed, all of this stuff is happening. We already knew that they were discussing why they needed to overturn it. Somebody leaked it. So-called, I believe it was an accident. That was to let us see, you know what happened? We got out, we marched. This is what we do, though. We got out, we marched 2 or 3 days, maybe a week. And we went back in. Because we thought they won't dare do this. So now what we do? We're going to do. We're going to get out. We're going to march another 2 or 3 weeks or 2 weeks and go back in. And somebody's going to fix it. People, the only way this is going to be fixed is if we fix it. Is if we fix it. The disappointment for me is that I had hoped, the whole time Trump was in office, but from the point he announced, it was almost a daily diet of feeling outraged by words and deeds he committed. And I was like, oh, great. We finally got a sane person in office and I can go back to having a life and not be distracted by outrage on a constant diet of outrage. But he left his poison in the Supreme Court. That's what he did.
And no one should be surprised. Everybody, the majority of Americans felt Roe v. Wade would never be touched and everybody's being hysterical. Well, not only is it now touched, but they're letting you know what else it's coming for. And you know what they're using? The same rationale they used in Dred Scott. This right was not identified specifically in the Constitution. Dred Scott, they said, there's nothing in the Constitution that says Black people have rights, period. Get your ass back to jail. Now they said there's nothing in the Constitution that says women have a right to autonomy over their bodies. Get your ass back to birthing them babies. And by the way, dying. Most abortions nowadays are done with a pill.
Yes.
So all those horror pictures of, you know, babies' limbs being pulled apart and all that, that was lies, dramatic lies. But they can't use that anymore because women just take a pill. Now they're trying to pass a law that the states are trying to pass laws that women can't order it in the mail from the states that make it available. What the hell? Why? How bizarre. When you consider that in Texas, after 6 weeks, you cannot get an abortion. 6 weeks, the pregnancy cycle, what's in your body is the size, literally, of a grain of rice. Literally of a grain of rice. And biology, they call it the heartbeat law, but basic biology teaches you that none of the other organs can form without the heartbeat. So that's why that comes first. And then the other parts of the body begin to develop. So there's nothing there. There's a grain of rice. We're talking about a grain of rice. That's what this is. And anybody with a half a brain understands they usually wait. As a young woman, I wasn't consistent. Sometimes it'd be every 4 weeks, sometimes every 6 weeks. Sometimes I skipped a month because I was a dancer.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Most women wait to miss it 2 months in a row before they even check, before they even take the test. So we got our work cut out for us. And most of our work has to do with educating people who are, you know, like, what's your button? Is it guns? Is it civil rights? Is it abortion? Like, what's your button? What gets you going? Somebody I have a lot of respect for online today, a white woman, a young white woman in her early 30s, she said, that's it, I'm gonna run for office. I just can't decide whether I should run state level or congressional level. She has a great story, whatever level she runs for. I told her run for state. Because we need to get these states in hand. We got to stop thinking because we have a president, we've won. Because now we see their hands are tied if they don't have the Senate and the Congress behind them.
They don't have the Senate and the Congress. And that's a lot of problem. Like I hear you say, and I hear you. And when I hear you say this, I'm thinking to myself, because you're talking about what stages with pregnancy and all of this. My problem is, your Supreme Court just shut down a gun law that New York pushed through that would have saved lives. We lost 19 children. We've lost so many children over the past 2 decades. Congress has yet to pass, the Senate has yet, Republican Senate, has yet to do anything about gun control to protect these young children. So you want them to be born into a world. First and foremost, a lot of them are born with parents that probably cannot afford it, were raped, you know what I mean, too young, many issues. So that's going to be a societal problem. Secondly, if you force it, then the parents get attached. A bond is found at 9, 10, 11 years old. Life is snuffed out of them because somebody walks in with a semi-automatic in a school where they should be protected. You're really confusing me about what value you have on life. Because you're speaking of abortion as that you value life beyond anything under the eyes of God. But you can take the NRA's money, and there's a list of you. And now I know that you are in the Supreme Court as well, being paid. And you can do this knowing how many lives have been lost, but you say you work for God. You're not working for God, you're working for something evil. And at the end of the day, evil must be done away with.
it's a very interesting time because there really is a battle between progress and regression. For those of us who live in cities, now the nice thing about when you live in a city, I don't care if it's a southern city or a northern city, you're exposed to multiple cultures, multiple languages, multiple lifestyles, and it's not intimidating to you. But most of America does not live in the cities.
No, they don't.
So most of this stuff just terrifies them. There's a billboard not 5 minutes from my house, big pink billboard that has something on about drag queen reading children's stories. And I looked at that and I said, boy, that'll never make it up in Magnolia, Mississippi. And a gentleman was on TV this week and he said that whatever this thing is about drag queens reading children's stories, he took his kid to this event. His kid, first of all, didn't even know it was a man because it's a child. But he was fascinated by the makeup and the hair and the clothes. And he had the greatest time, this dad said. And he went because he wanted to see how his kid reacted. And his conclusion was, this was harmless. And this is a drag queen who's an actor that wants to do that for children. But it scares the hell out of people. I mean, we're normalizing the wrong stuff. We're normalizing microaggressions. You know, I told the story the other week. I went into Anne Klein shopping and I wasn't dressed up. I didn't have on makeup. I was quite dressed down, sweats, flip-flops, oversized shirt. And I wasn't in there for 3 minutes when the woman comes up to me, and a white woman, and she says to me, the clearance rack is in the back. I said, what? She said, oh, the clearance rack is in the back. I said, I want to talk to your manager because I don't like the assumptions you just made about me. And she said, oh, the manager's out to lunch right now. I said, okay, I might take the time to come back, but you need to check your attitude and your assumptions because I could have spent as much money as I wanted in here today and I left. But normally we'll take that kind of thing and just brush it off like that, but we don't challenge it. And we have to go back to challenging it. When those college kids sat at the counter in Woolworths, they challenged it. We have to challenge what we're
not
normal.
Complacent. Basically, we've gotten things, we think. Sometimes your thought will fool you. We think things have gotten so good for us, we forget.
Well, because we think we're protected by the Supreme Court.
That's just like,
and we're not.
That's just like thinking that you're protected by the police.
You know what I didn't understand? Maybe you can explain to me, Dee, because we've never talked about this. Why would you sue a bakery that don't want to make a cake for your wedding because you're gay? I don't want them to have my money.
I don't want to eat shit they would make for me. That part. That's the southern part of me. If you tripping about what's on top of the damn cake, I'm more tripping about what your ass gonna put inside it.
So why are we making the issue? When I heard that, and it went to the courts. I'm like, what?
And in that one, my thing was that and you know what, they know why you asked me, but in that one, that energy would have been placed somewhere else. You understand what I'm saying? It's not a negative. I understand you're upset, but you know, it's just like if I'm serving food and I decide I don't want to serve somebody, that's my right. As far as in that interim, but me being who I am, if I give you my order and I say I want 2 women on top. The minute you say, well, we won't do that. Now, we'll bake the cake and you can do what you want. I don't want your cake. because I've disclosed what I need on this cake, so you now know. And you're telling me you're against that. You might spit in my cake. You may do anything. So I'm going to say, you know what? That's fine. Now, I will, however, go on and I will give you a review, and it will be horrible. And I let all the LGBTQ family know, don't go near them. Because they don't know who they may be serving. And I say even friends and family and people that associate and love the community, don't go in this bakery.
Because I don't think, you just triggered a thought in my mind. I don't think the LGBTQ community has yet to flex its economic muscle.
They better now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, we may get some notifications of what I'm not recalling, but I cannot.
No, we need something. Because that cake thing is one thing. I've said it, and I say it again. Clarence Thomas already blatantly made it known in plain, he didn't sugarcoat it, that he is coming after the LGBTQ community next. He feels like this is something that needs to be addressed. So you remember the boy when the fire happened or the robbery or whatever took place, and the guy was like, hold your wives, hold your kids, protect it. Guys, let's not get complacent. It is in jeopardy. So I suggest you start your signs and get in line and start. First, we start with this women's movement. The movement of making sure they fix Roe versus Wade, because if you cut off the head, you kill the serpent.
You know, Dee, I think me and you, we need to start calling it the human rights movement. And I'll tell you why.
Oh, I already agree, but I want you to tell me.
Because it's everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's women's freedom. It's gay rights. It's contraception. It's progress. It's going forward. Because under the umbrella of human rights comes all those, you know, like, don't tell me you're for women's reproductive freedom, but oh, when it comes to those gays, I'm just not comfortable. Like, it's all, you know what I'm saying?
I already know. I know exactly what you're saying, and you're right. And I'm not just saying you're right. God damn it, I wish I could say you was wrong.
But I think we need to evolve to understand it's all threatened and it's all connected. And if we all fight together, the win is guaranteed.
But what I want to ask you, like you asked me a question.
Mm.
And because these are people that you more would kind of understand, but I know you're a New Yorker, so the southern part maybe not, but in the wisdom of it, why now? Why are they coming at all these rights? We're in 2022. What the fuck you think we're going to be 10 years from now? Why now? Because otherwise we're going to be under a Putin regime if we keep this going.
What happened when Donald Trump got elected, as you know, according to Southern Poverty Law Center, hate groups, the number of hate groups increased by 300% nationwide, 92% right here in California. Hate groups grew by 92% right here in good old blue California. So he became what all these disparate people all around the country by themselves were able to coalesce around. They found each other because they were directed by Fox television, where to find each other. And so as they crawled from under their rock, full of their hate and resentment, and they were given a language unique to themselves, like replacement theory. So all their fears got played upon. And so they've been there all along, but they didn't know how many of them there were. And they had no organizing principles, and they had no one to rally around. But when you got Trump, and you got Sean Hannity, and you got Tucker Carlson, and you got Steve Bannon, they found their leadership. They never had it before.
Mm.
And so this kind of ugliness would slip out when Uncle Joe got drunk on Thanksgiving and made a comment about your black friend who you brought home for dinner from college.
Mm-hmm.
But white supremacy never went away. It just receded. And now it's time for America to turn around and face itself. What kind of America are we going to be? People are like, oh, it feels like we're really to America's white right now. I don't hear nobody black saying that because we knew it all along. They're shocked. It's like we've been talking about Rodney King. Oh, it's so frightening. You know, it's like we're two Americas. We've been two Americas.
Sure in the hell have. We have.
You know, and when you stop dealing with it from, and when you look at the rural whites, but then it's you either rich or poor. But they so busy trying to join with the rich guy, they're siding with their bad politics. Just so they can feel like they're more than someone black.
I just wish the Democrats, would show some motherfucking strength. Ooh, I said it.
We gotta be junkyard dogs.
The
hell with being civil. We gotta be junkyard dogs, and we gotta be willing to react immediately.
Well, it's like you said. It's like I used to say. When you get in a sea, if you see sharks, you gotta be able to move like you near a shark. You're gonna get ate up. You gotta be able to move it. Don't put your ass in that. And the problem with this is Democrats, we always stay complacent. They get in Joe Biden. Can't nobody say I haven't loved you from the beginning. Denise can tell you I've been ride or die. Still ride or die. But I'm tired. Shit, I'm 52 years old. But I have enough sense to know when I need help. There's a song so I get a little help from my friends every now and then. You got Kamala Harris standing there. She is a beast. She's a beast. It's time for her to stop being locked up in some shit she never gonna be able to fix right now. You know, it's called a assignment. No, Joe. She needs the assignment. Because she'll understand the assignment. This is about women. So it is time for you to let her do her job. Let her do what you know she can do. And you don't have shit to lose, Joe. You've been granted the greatest gift. You served. And now you've been given the one thing you always wanted, to be the president of this country. Well, goddamn it, not that you're doing anything wrong. I just need you to do more strong.
And if you don't, look, I'm going to give Joe his props on this one deal. Because you know, he wasn't my pick. Mm-hmm. But once he got the nomination,
you ran.
I was Team Biden. Mm-hmm. Okay. If you don't have the energy, I didn't say you don't have the brain power, because you're brilliant. Mm-hmm. Okay, and you are an excellent person to mentor. But I was talking to my husband last night, and he was a little frustrated with me because I said people on our side of the line need to feel inspired.
Yes.
And need to feel passion, like how we felt when Beto went up there and read that guy the Riot Act. Like,
ooh, yes, I loved him. Yes, that's what we
need. And quite frankly, Joe's not equipped to do it. Give it to Kamala. And you know what? This is a time for everybody to take a page, believe it or not, from Liz Cheney and Kissinger's book. And what does that mean? That means if it costs me my next election, I'm gonna stand up for what's right.
That's what everybody needs to be saying. And if the Republicans are not doing what you want them to do, y'all are beside them. Call their ass out.
Junkyard is junkyard dog.
Every time she said, I'm a bar.
But I'm serious. It's like, I'm not letting go. I'm not dropping the subject. Don't roll your eyes and sigh at me. Every time you see me, you're going to hear me talk about this.
Joe Biden, sit your ass down and find out how many damn things that you can executive order. And every goddamn one of them.
Let's be clear. No one who was running at the time could have beat Trump but Joe Biden.
Nobody.
He felt like a safe white guy.
That's what it was. So you know this.
He was safe. Black people are pragmatic. they knew if they supported him, he'd win. And white people knew he was safe. I do the DNC campaign, you know that.
Yes.
As a fundraiser. And as we're contacting people asking for gifts for the fight, many, more than I care to say, are saying, oh, no. I'm still a Republican. I just gave to the DNC to defeat Trump because I'm sick of him. But I'm still a Republican. So a lot of Republicans crossed over. That's what the guy was saying in the January 6th hearing when he said Trump just does not want to accept the fact that, yes, all those down ballot Republicans won and he did not get their vote. And he don't want to accept it. But that's what happened.
What do you think is going to happen with the vote now with what's happening with Roe versus Wade? Be honest, because I sometimes I ask because predictions.
What's the question?
Predictions are always pretty much been right, and we're gonna hope it is this time. But what do you think is going to happen with this for the election, for the 2022 election in November, because of this Roe versus Wade and them threatening to Clarence Thomas? No one else did that. Keep in mind, remember that too. That's the thing that makes Clarence look a little fishy. No one else has said it. He's the only one, the only one that voted against people knowing what happened with January 6th. He's the only one that's saying, I'm going to go, we need to look at all of it. So what do you think is going to happen with the elections? Do you think we will get it in our head and go and give the Senate to the Democrats?
Yes. Yes. I also think a lot of state houses are going to get flipped. I have Republican girlfriends who tell me they're a single issue voter and they vote on choice, period. If the candidate's pro-choice, they vote for him, even though they say they're Republicans. And if he's a Republican and he's anti-choice, they don't vote in that column. So no, I think that, someone said something really interesting on one of these TV talk shows. They said, where there's a red state, there's a voter suppressed state. People know what their best interests are. All you need to do is have a rational conversation. Point up to them what they have to gain, what they have to lose. That's why I'm saying we cannot rely on so-called elected officials to be the primary messengers. The messenger needs to be human to human, face to face. I'm in the same struggle as you are. I got the same kitchen table problems you have. And this is why I'm going this way.
I like that.
But it's going to take NAACP last election, they had 250,000 volunteers they sent to the South. No nonprofit did that. No political organization put as many people on the ground with having heart-to-heart conversations as the NAACP. I know the key to this is dialogue. Because even with abortion, a lot of people still think it's all that old school stuff. And the whole science of women's reproductive care has so evolved in the 21st century. People don't even know that. They don't even know that the majority of abortions that happen in this country nowadays, it's early enough that you can literally take a pill and it's like you had a heavy period, which proves to you there's no baby there.
They were talking about that, and we're going to get through these other things and get out. We both have things to do. We don't want to hold people too long. But Denise, they were talking about there's a pill that people are already ordering them, and there's nothing in that covers it, that can stop it. They can use the pill. They cannot be no way they can prove anything. They can't do anything to them. Now they're trying to figure out what they can do about the pill, but they said there's nothing that can be done about that pill.
Women are so frightened. They are literally telling people, because a lot of young women say, I ain't had a period in a while. But some women nowadays have an app on their phone that tracks when they get their periods. Let's say, because it's not unusual that a woman is pro-choice and she has a relative who's anti-choice. If she has that app on her phone and her relative thinks she's had an abortion, she can literally go to the cops, they can grab the phone and see that she missed periods and where's the baby.
Take them out. I'm fine with that. Take the app off your damn phone.
Use a paper calendar like we did.
Everybody else. It's a way around everything. Take the damn app off your phone. Well, don't trust no one. Put a lock on your phone. That's another thing. I have a lock on my phone.
Speaking of idiots, let's talk about DeSantis.
I was about to hit him so we could get out and get into Britney, and then we're going to tell you about going to vote and get off. We really are. We're going to leave you when we go, though, with Elizabeth Warren. We're going to leave out with Elizabeth and her speech, which was amazing. Guys, watch DeSantis. Florida, America, everyone. This man is, he really is the reason he went against Trump, is the reason he's kept his hat in the ring. And guess what? People that were supporting Trump are giving big amounts of money to him. They've never seen a governor that has raised so much money. And these were people that were formerly giving money to Donald Trump. Keep your eye on him. Don't just keep your eye on him. Keep your face on him. Keep your foot on him. Everything that you can do. He is not to get into office as president. He is a little bit smarter than Trump. And he is the nightmare that this man predicted that could happen if we don't stop him.
He is scandal-free.
He's scandal-free, we think.
Well, the scandals about him are already known. Like, giving the COVID vaccination first to his friends rather than the people who were supposed to get it.
Yeah.
The scandals around him are known, and they're not hurting his popularity.
No. The problem with him, for my people of color, LGBTQ, women, and everyone, is you see what he's about already. You certainly don't want him as your president. And again, if you want to be in a world where you are in a democracy and not a dictatorship, you better watch his ass. And I'm going to make sure I remind you.
So the person running against him is Chris Christie. Chris Christie was the governor previously. He stopped being reelected because of term limits, and now he's running again. I wasn't prepared, but next week we'll talk about how they're polling. Do you know how they're polling right now?
Not yet, but we'll know next week.
Yeah, we'll know next week.
Oh, we'll know. Trust me. Because
Okay,
we're going to
I'll
watch
make a
his
note.
ass.
Yeah.
And whoever's running against him, we're going to support. I don't give a damn. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, watch him because he's going to run for president.
And the thing is, if DeSantis is stronger, that works against Val Demings, because it means DeSantis has coattails. He can pull Rubio with him. So we want to defeat DeSantis because we want to make sure Val Demings gets through.
Keep pushing for her. One thing I love about this is since Val has been running, I heard a damn thing about Rubio. And that makes me feel good. So let's keep doing what we're doing. Don't sleep on it. Don't think nobody got shit won till they sitting in this seat, okay? Nobody's got a damn thing won till they're sitting in the seat. We don't stop until they're sitting in the seat. And then look at how long it has to be, like with our boy Warnock.
Raphael Warnock.
Yeah, Raphael. Yeah, I'm tired. Raphael Warnock. I've said his name a million times, so I know it. But guys, let's not sleep on that. Britney Griner. Honey, she had a call scheduled with her wife. And I think it was for their anniversary, or what was it? It was something that was going on that they had the call
I
scheduled.
don't remember why, but she had a call scheduled and it didn't happen.
And with this happening, really it didn't happen because they say, with Juneteenth and everything, if they were saying that no one was there to receive the call. I don't care what happened. If this woman had a time to speak with her wife, she's been over 100 and some days. If she had a chance to speak, someone should have made sure that call got through. I don't give a damn if they had to sleep there and eat Ritz crackers. This is going too far, too far, too far. Come on, Biden. Come on, Kamala. There's got to be more than y'all telling us. It's something going on you're not speaking on. They must be asking y'all for every prisoner you got. And money.
Well, our policy is that when someone is deemed unlawfully detained, we will negotiate their freedom. So now that we've identified her, we meaning our government, as unlawfully detained, let's accelerate that negotiation and get this woman home. It's that simple. And let's keep saying her name and not let it go fall by the wayside in the excitement of all the other major outrages that are going on. Please, let's all stay outraged about her.
Outraged, and know that Denise and I have been pulling for this girl since we started back with this season.
When nobody was talking about
nobody. And I'm still waiting on Roland and all of them to say this woman's name. The more we all keep saying her name and don't let it die, the better chance this child has of coming home. She was not there. She is not a prisoner of war. She should not be. She's not even in the military. She's a freaking basketball player. This was not her assignment. You see the assignment?
And if women basketball players were paid on parity with male basketball players, she wouldn't have taken this all job. Over the. She's making hundreds of thousands of dollars when other basketball players signing for one contract, $37 million.
Come on now.
Let's get some pay equity for the women.
And the understanding is the reason Russia even got her because they offered her $2 million. That part. Y'all need your asses whooped. That's right. WNBA, the owners. I mean, if you're owned by women, really, what's really happening here? Some of you have women owners. There are women that are invested in this. Even the men. Come on now. Give them a living wage. Now, the next thing we're going to hit on is voting. Before we get out of here, because Denise and I have always said, like with Val Demings, Raphael Warnock, Beta O'Rourke, Stacey Abrams, these are people that are not in the state of California, damn it. Can you understand what we're saying? But we support them and we financially support them. Guys, just like with Roe versus Wade, in your southern states, I showed you the footage. It is true. Your Arkansas, if I could call you out, you raggedy piece of shit. Arkansas, Tennessee, all these states were the first states to come out with stopping abortion, already signing the order. We need people there now like we did back doing. Internet, social media is fine. Unless you're going to shut down some stuff through social media, which still not, we got to go in and stop. So, right now in Arkansas, if woman, the young woman that is the attorney general that signed that paperwork, everybody, she shouldn't be able to get in her driveway. That's me though. Bitch wouldn't be able to get in her driveway. She wouldn't be able to get in the driveway every day. She wouldn't be able to get her card with the name on the, you know how they have the name down there? She wouldn't even be able to pull in. Y'all, it's big and it's small. Y'all wouldn't be able to arrest all us. You'd be holding us at the fairgrounds. Denise laughing, but I know what I'm talking about, how big the fairgrounds is. You got to hold us in the gate at the fairgrounds. There's so many of them. And you got to let us out while somebody come get us. Get some attorneys on hand and have them ready. This is the kind of shit you got to do. And Supreme Court. Let me get off here before they cut my show. They'll miss my show for what I really want to say. Let me just put it like this. Junkyard dogs don't play. Jump over that damn field.
Junkyard dogs.
Yeah.
Junkyard dogs.
Amy Colby Barrett. Y'all know every one of them that voted. What y'all asses need to do is make their life miserable. You don't have to harm nobody to make a life miserable. You don't.
Make phone calls, send letters, send postcards.
That's it. Have so much mail at their doorstep, in their office, be it they be standing at the chamber, demanding meetings, demanding to see them. I mean,
what do we need? And Dionne, what do we need? If you enjoy this show, we need you to like it.
We need you to go to
make a comment.
We need you to subscribe. We didn't do this at the beginning. It was such a busy thing. When you go into YouTube TV and I'm just saying TV, we need you to subscribe. Then we want you to like, comment, share. Like, comment, and share. Like, comment, and share. But and subscribe. When they go to YouTube. When you go to YouTube, you just go on basic YouTube. When you go to YouTube, go to your search and hit I'm Just Saying TV. And that's Sayin, S-A-Y-I-N. You go to I'm Just Saying TV and subscribe. Then like, comment, and share. Like, comment, and share.
Your support.
And we have always have. We are not just new to the game. We've been here hustling for a minute. We know, we appreciate it because we do it for you. We do this for you. And again, as Maya Angelou would say, I know we angry today. I know we were angry yesterday. And the day before when it first came out, I know we are angry. And we should be. But we cannot afford to be bitter, because the way I sum it up now is bitter clouds your judgment. So you got to find a fundamental way to channel that anger. And the way you channel that anger so that it won't become like a cancer is that you have to find fundamental things to heal it. And how do you heal it? We do it with our arts. We dance it. We walk it. We talk it. We march 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 it. And we vote it. We vote, we vote, we vote. And we're going to add one for the late, great Maya Angelou. Junkyard dog it. Junkyard dog it.
Stop all this being the nice guy.
So for our Can You Handle the Trouble Nation, we are reaching out with love and support. Denise is going to leave. I'm going to leave. We love you. We love you. We love you. To the late, great John Lewis, who we do this in honor of, we ask the people, do they want to get in good trouble, Denise? And if they do, then we ask them what? Can you handle the trouble? Because if you can, you see these two ladies. You see the Lena Horne of my time and the crazy fool right here who enjoys being that fool every show.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
It is. Dionne Johnson, come on in and have a seat and let's get in good trouble together. As we go out, enjoy Elizabeth Warren. She's giving us some great information. She's one of Denise's favorite. So we're going to go out. Y'all have a great one. We'll see you later. Bye.
Roe is dead. 6 extremists on the United States Supreme Court have decided that they can force all of America to bend to their personal religious and moral views. Roe is dead, but the Supreme Court extremists do not get the last word. We are here because we will make Roe alive again. I am angry. I am angry because I have lived in America where there was no protection from Roe versus Wade. And understand this, when there's no Roe, people still get abortions. Well-to-do women, women with resources, women who can afford to travel to another state or another country, they'll be fine. But you know who won't be? It will be poor women. It will be people of color. It will be 14-year-olds who were molested by their coaches or their stepfathers. It will be mamas who are already working 3 jobs and can't hold it together trying to take care of the children they have. Those are the people who will pay the price for an extremist Supreme Court that has decided that they, not America, they will decide who in this country has access to health care. And understand this, it doesn't stop with the opinion today in Dobbs. Clarence Thomas has already made clear he's coming after everybody else. He's coming after the LGBTQ community. He's coming after contraception. He is coming after anyone who doesn't live and doesn't look just like Clarence Thomas thinks that the ideal American is supposed to live and look. Well, we've got news for Clarence Thomas. He doesn't get the last word. Now, there are folks who are into the politics of this. Mike Pence waited about 2 seconds after this opinion came out to call for a national ban on abortion. Hear me on that, people of Massachusetts. We're going to do everything we can here in Massachusetts, but the forces that brought us to this day are continuing to gather, are continuing to exercise their muscle, and they will not rest until they ban abortion across this nation. This is the fight we are in. I am angry and determined that we will fight back and we will make the changes we need to make. Immediately, we need to help the groups that are standing up for us. Contribute your money, volunteer your time, do it right here in Massachusetts. Reach out to the other states where help is needed. We need to treat this like the national emergency that it is. Be there for every single woman who needs access to abortion. We also call on our president to use every possible tool at the federal level to protect access to abortion. Just today, President Biden spoke about the importance of access to medication abortion, and that is true for every person all across this country. We also need the president to step up in other areas. We've got to shut down this notion of tracking women's health histories, tracking women's locational data, so that extremist states can track these women and prosecute them for making their own medical decision. It is time now to look at federal lands where federal law applies and look at the opportunities to protect people who need access to abortion and cannot travel to another state. There is much we can do at the federal level administratively under current law. We need to do it. But most of all, we are aimed like a laser beam on the election in November. Make no mistake, Roe is on the ballot. And we can start right here in Massachusetts with our candidate for governor who is running against one of those anti-Roe extremists. We can elect Maura Healey in November. But we can take more on ourselves. We need to ask every candidate for elected office where they stand on Roe. If you're out there running, putting yourself out in the public, you better be ready to speak up at the local level, at the state level, and at the national level. And if you're not ready to speak up, then we're not ready to support you come November. And for everyone who is looking for our support to go to the United States Senate anywhere across the country, they need to answer the question where they stand on Roe and where they stand on getting rid of the filibusters so we can make Roe the law of the land. Angry and determined. That's what it's about today. It's about using that anger to make the change we need to make. Because, hear me on this, we are not going back. Not now, not ever. Thank you.
Seems complete. I stand up and I'm searching for the better part of me.
hang my head from sorrow. State of humanity, I wear it on my shoulders. I gotta find the strength in me, 'cause I am superwoman. Yes, I am. Yes, she is. Even when I'm a mess, I'll still put on the vest with an S on my chest. Oh yes, I'm a superwoman. This is for all the mothers fighting for better days to come. And all my women sit there trying to come home before the sun. And all my sisters coming together, saying yes I will, yes I can, 'cause I am superwoman. Yes I am. Yes, she is. Still when I am a mess, I'll still put on a vest with an S on my chest. Oh yes, I'm a superwoman. When I'm breaking down and I can't be found, as I start to get weak, 'cause no one knows me underneath this clothes, but I can fly. We can fly, oh, 'cause I am superwoman. Yes I am. Yes she is. Even when I'm a mess, I still put on the vest with an S on my chest. Oh yes, I'm a superwoman. Let me tell you, I am superwoman. Yes I am. Yes she is. Even when I'm a mess, I still put on the vest with an S on my chest. Oh yes, I'm a superwoman. Yeah, I'm a superwoman.